The theme song to The Sopranos plays in the key of death on my nigga Proof's piano while I'm print-proofing the ammo. These niggas is quick to snitch and take the stand. Nigga, shit, I shake your hand and shit, I box you up, cause you raising brand. I could bust the arm on you out the car while you on the corner hustling hard.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. I'm going to hit you with something very different today. Before we get into that, did just want to let you guys know my scent of the day. We always got to do that. Today I'm rocking 4,160 Tuesdays, what I did on my holidays. This is a super old school bottle. I believe it was one of the first commercially available labels for 4,160 fragrance, and it's really the fragrance that endeared me to the brand and led to the collaboration we later did Maxed Out. It's a beautiful, beachy, aquatic, gourmand fragrance with coconut and peppermint and cotton candy, and then like real ocean, almost seaweed notes. So it's different, it's funky, but it's really good. It works really nice in the summer. It's a beachy themed scent that performs really well, and I've been really into those so far this summer. So you guys know I play a lot of hip hop in my videos, in the intro. You know, those who listen closely also know I play a lot of break beats, right? Like what producers sample to make beats. And I just get a lot of inquiries onto like my music taste and stuff like that, and so I just decided I'd do a quick video on my top 5 favorite rappers. Hopefully it'll be quicker than not, faster than not. I've been super into hip-hop since like 90 when I was 11, 10, 11, 12. I was really into heavy metal, and when that sort of died down, I got into hip-hop, like really got into West Coast stuff, NWA, Ice-T, Above the Law, all the Ruthless Records shit, DOC, got into Ghetto Boys, Rap A Lot, Gangsta Nip, like a lot of that stuff, and that led me into like a lot of East Coast rappers, KRS-One, BDP, EPMD, K-Solo, you know, stuff like that. And then, you know, we got into the golden age, and I was super into like everything that came out then. And that golden era, mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s is really when I was just fucking really into hip hop. You know, I had aspirations of becoming a rapper. I still think I'm pretty nice, but that's for another day. And so I just want to tell you my top favorite 5 rappers. Now, there's a lot of honorable mentions, right? Like, man, so many. Pusha T, right? One of my favorite rappers. Pac and Biggie, not in my top 5, to be honest with you guys. Died a little too early. You know, Big obviously only got those 2 albums out. I love Pac, but he's just not in my top 5. You know, the Wu-Tang dudes, Ray, Ghost, RZA. Yeah, man, a lot of underground backpack rappers that I learned about listening to Stretch and Bobbito, 89 Tech 9 and 89.1 WNYU back in the day, Thursday nights, Wednesday nights, MF Doom, LP, Company Flow, J Treads, Gore-Tex, Medina from Nonfiction. Cage was one of my favorite, almost top 5 rappers. He was sort of a white dude who was doing like crazy horrorcore before Eminem, and he actually really dissed Eminem, and Eminem I think disses him on his first album. He actually says something like, "Who is this, Cage?" I think Cage sampled that for a song on his first album, which I thought was super dope. Dead Prez, even though they say a lot of anti-white stuff, I love Dead Prez. Their first album, Let's Get Free, fucking ridiculous. Mad Skills was just a sick freestyler. You know, a lot of guys who are still current I love Joel Ortiz, I love Royce da 5'9", I love Kiss, Jada Kiss, I love Styles, I love Chic, I fuck with the whole Locks, DMX obviously. I used to think Mace was super dope. Eminem I fucked with, Lil Wayne, right? Max B, you know, I think would have been a huge rapper had he not gotten 70 years. So, you know, those are my sort of honorable mentions. It's not that I don't like any of these new cats, it's just that I find it's harder to find good music now, at least in hip-hop, than it was back then. You know, now you had to have some skills back then, and in that era everyone who was putting shit out had to be signed. You know, like, so even like these acts that didn't go super far, like Beatnuts and Alcoholics, and you know, they were just still fucking super talented. They had to get label deals. Now anyone, with the iPad can make a beat and put their shit on SoundCloud. That's good in a way because it gives just more access to musicians, and it's bad in a way because there's just too much music to digest. But with that said, my top 5. Number 5, Big L. Without a doubt, man. He could have been up higher. Unfortunately, he only put out 2 albums, really one before he got murked, and then he put out Big Picture right after he got killed, I think. He was about to sign a Rockefeller deal, Dame Dash says, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But man, if you just ever listen to that Big L JayZ freestyle that they did on Stretch and Bobbito, when Big L actually introduced JayZ to the world. Now, JayZ was doing some shit before that with Jazzo. He did some Wine Sophie. He was with Original Flavor. But to me, that he really put JayZ on at that point. I don't think Stretch and Bobbito were too familiar with him, and he brought him up there, and they just destroyed it. Big L had so many crazy lines in that. I'm so ahead of my time. My parents haven't met yet. All I got for chicks is hard taking bubblegum, which JayZ later flipped that line. His Big L slow hell no, bitches get fucked on my roof when I got in a hotel though. Just shit like that, man. He used to just say the craziest shit. My girls are like boomerangs, no matter how far I throw them, they come back. Like, what? Like, just crazy. I think he would have been one of the biggest rappers in the world. Unfortunately, someone killed him, I think, trying to send a message to his brother, Big Lee, who was incarcerated at the time, and then Big Lee got murked out a little bit later, so it's a sad story, but I could listen to Big L forever. And I still find him in my rotation heavy. Number 4 is JayZ. I like JayZ a lot. I don't think he's a god like everyone else does. I think he's a really dope rapper. Reasonable Doubt is still my favorite JayZ album of all time. Dead Presidents. In My Lifetime, which wasn't on that album, both versions. Like, I like that early Jay when he was in his Lexus, talking about crack and shit like that. That was my favorite JayZ. I listened to the album that just came out. Maybe it just needs to grow on me. I like him a lot. I'm just not as big on him as I like him as a person and a businessman almost more than I do a rapper. I just think he's like a dope person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with him. But he's number 4 on my list. He's still there. Number 3, another R.I.P. man, Prodigy from Mobb Deep. Guys, Mobb Deep was just, for me, man. Now, I knew of them before the Infamous came out because they put out Juvenile Hell, and I used to watch Locked and Spofford in the Box, which was the music channel here where you could pay to order videos. It was in NYC, so Locked and Spofford and stuff like that. Peer Pressure, I just knew of these guys. And then Shook Ones 1 came out, and I was like, wow. I remember hearing it on underground radio. She was like, what the fuck is these dudes are so ill. And then Part 2 came out, and then the whole Queensbridge connection. And Prodigy was just, man, he could talk about killing you 500 ways and make it sound different each time. His flow was ridiculous. The shit he says, his whole cadence, his like laid back, like lazy approach to it. That first album, my God, there's just so many dope songs on that. And Hell on Earth, the murder music, like I love Pete, man, and I took it very hard when he passed away. I loved his book. I thought it was one of the most honest books. He got in a lot of trouble because he was super honest in it. I just really love Prodigy's music, and he's number 3 on the list. Number 2, Nas, man. Illmatic. I just remember buying it, and it being the first album in my life probably where I just didn't want to skip a song. One Time for Your Mind, I don't love. That's like the one joint in the album I could sort of, take it or leave it. But One Love, Represent, New York State of Mind, just all that shit. The joint with AZ, It Ain't Hard to Tell, Halftime, just, man, it's Memory Lane. It's just crazy. It's one of the most perfect albums of all time. It's definitely my top 5 favorite albums of all time. Might be number 1 or 2. White Album by Beatles is up there. I really like Thriller by Michael Jackson. There's a lot of albums that I really like, but that's right there. And then I think his second album was Crazy Dope 2. It was written. I think he fell off a little bit after that. He still can rip it any time, but like that was a perfect album. And Reasonable Doubt was a perfect album. And Ready to Die by Big was a perfect album. Under the 36 Chambers, these are perfect albums. You know what I'm saying? Midnight Marauder, Tribe Called Quest, perfect album. So Nas is number 2. I just fuck with Nas so heavy. I love that whole Queensbridge sound, whether it's Tragedy Gaddafi, Lakey the Kid, CNN. I love CNN. I know Nori's from Left Rack, obviously. Capone's from QB. Killer Shah, R.I.P. Like that, just whole infamous mob. Like there's so many dope. V12 who sings. Blitz, you know, there's so many dope rappers from Queensbridge that just don't even get a lot of it. Obviously Mega, yo, like how can I not mention Mega? He should have been my honorable mention. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. I love Mega. Super cool to and responsive. If you like message him on Instagram or Twitter, he will hit you up. Just another rapper I love. So number 2, Nas. I love Queensbridge music. And my number 1 rapper of all time, you should really know that, or at least be hinted in this if you watch enough of my videos. Cameron. I just love Cam. You know, this is a guy who's really been relevant from early 90s, right? He was with Children of the Corn. He had a group called Children of the Corn with Herb McGruff, Mace, Murder Mace, Bloodshed, his cousin who died in a car accident, I think in 94, 95, and Big Al. They were in a crew together called Children of the Corn. He was relevant through that, and he's relevant now. And that's a fucking hell of a run. It's a 20-year run. He did Dipset. He had his own thing going before Dipset, where he had that song 357, Let Me Know, you know, What Means the World to You. He formed Diplomats. Diplomats fell off. He's still doing his thing. He put out Vado. I just get so excited when Cam puts out new music. I love the whole Dipset shit. I love Jim Jones. I love Joel Santana. I love Max B. I like Helvrell. I like J.R. Ryder. I like 40 Cal. I like all of them. You know, it's a shame what happened. You know, there was like him and Jim just can't seem to get on the same page. But for me, Cam's just so dope. He beefed with every single big rapper out there. He beefed with Nas. He beefed with 50. He beefed with Jay, and he came out okay on all of them. I'm not gonna say he won everything, but he certainly didn't take any heavy L's. And you know, I just love that Harlem sound. I'm from Manhattan, so I really like Harlem rappers. I just think Cam is like one of the most super entertaining dudes in all of hip hop. You know, that whole purple and pink swag. You know, he put sneakers out. This guy set so many fucking style trends, and like just an icon. He's fucking funny. He's just entertaining as hell. I think he's probably a good guy. And he just makes, to me, incredible music. And like, you know, he's made beats with incredible producers. Listen to some of the shit him and Kanye West did together. It's fucking incredible. And I do like Kanye a lot, but I think Kanye has lost his mind. I don't know that he ever had it. Comparing himself to Steve Jobs and Michelangelo's crazy. But that's it, guys. Those are my top 5 favorite rappers. You know, maybe we'll do 5 favorite albums or you know, songs in the future. If there's anything else you'd like to see me do a top 5 favorite on, maybe favorite sneakers, favorite clothing brands, something like that, you'll definitely let me know, and I'd be happy to do so. But this was one I had gotten some requests for, so I just thought I would try to knock it out real quick. I definitely left people off this list, the honorable mentions. Like, I'm just thinking of people now. How could I forget Big Pun? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that dude just slayed it for so long. There's just tons of people I'm obviously not remembering, and that's just the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love hip hop so much that, you know, you're just gonna forget people. But I could maybe do top 5 overrated, you know, one day as well. I think I'd put a lot of new cats on that, but yeah, man, like JayZ, like another dude, I just like, whoa, I can't believe I forgot him. Lot the Dark Man. Joe Buttons, like a super talented dude. You know, the list would literally just go on and on and on. I'm a fiend for this music. I have probably 14,000 songs on iTunes. I'm trying to cut it down to 10,000, which is unbelievably hard, but man, I love hip hop. So those are my top 5. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know your top 5, and I'll see you later this week with a review, guys. Obviously, my name is Maximilian.
Clear the system like I'm niacin. Screw him like a driver. If he nuts, I'll tighten him like a plier swing. In this crib on my